Deep Forest is another classic Gran Turismo track, beautifully recreated for Assetto Corsa by Oitori, also known as DTM 1120. While it is certainly not the easiest circuit from the classic Gran Turismo lineup of yesteryear, it is still certainly fun to drive. As for the layout itself, Oitori didn't just copy a single game version. Instead, he took a little inspiration from all of them, including the sausage curbs in Sector 1 from the Gran Turismo 7 version, while crafting the rest entirely from scratch. One detail I really appreciate about Oitori's work here is the inclusion of the classic Gran Turismo and Polyphony digital signs around the circuit. It certainly adds an extra layer of nostalgia every time you blast past those billboards. The AI grid is packed with a solid mix of classic Australian and American iron. This is a very similar grid to what I was going to put together for Seattle Circuit, but unfortunately did not happen. Rolling off the line, we've got a pair of 1971 Holden Tiranas, an LC GTR XU1 and an LX SL hatchback, alongside a 1968 Holden Monaro GTS 327, a 1978 Holden Commodore V8 SLE, and another two tuned Australian heavy hitters, the 1972 Chrysler Valiant Charger and the Ford Falcon XY 500 GS Ute, and if you're from the States, utility or pickup truck. Representing the American muscle, we have four Plummets, a 1971 Barracuda 318, a 1970 Superbird, and a pair of 1971 Cuda 426 Hemis. And wrapping up the field is a 1970 Corvette ZR1. Once again, for this video, I'll be tackling the tarmac and an Australian muscle car, a heavily tuned 1968 Holden Monaro GTS 327, beautifully put together by Uncle M. Straight from the factory floor, this Chevrolet-sourced 5.4-litre small block V8 pumped out a healthy 250 brake horsepower. But this specific weapon has been breathed on to push an angry 392 brake horsepower and a massive 678 Nm of torque. While a standard model was a handful, period-correct race tuning absolutely pushed these small blocks into this exact territory back in the day. Handling a power-to-weight ratio like that in the sim is intimidating enough, but wrestling this thing around a track in real life back in 1968, it would have had drivers, pardon my French, absolutely shitting their dacks. If you want to know who actually wrestled this kind of horsepower Monaro configuration in real life, you look straight at the madman of improved production. And at the top of that mountain is none other than Stormin' Norm Beechey, who hurled the near 400 horsepower HK Monaro GTS 327 down Conrod Straight on tires that had no business handling that kind of violence. And while Beechey was muscling the Monaro, he was fighting off legends like Bob Jane, who fought his Trans Am Mustang to the same battleground. In the description, I've put a link to a short video about the legendary Norm Beechey, made by the Racing Chronicles channel. If you're into Australian motorsport history, I do advise to go check it out. Now, the AI aren't completely perfect here, but they do behave much better than they do on some other modded tracks. But hey, enough of my yakking. What do you say? Let's boogie. Alright, another Gran Turismo classic. Deep Forest. It is midday, 25 degrees Celsius. We are driving on a green track. It's a 12 car grid starting last. Let's see how we go. Got the AI maxed out too. I don't know how much help that would be, but anyway. torture. So we're in 5th position, 2nd lap. We are in the 2nd position and we are catching up to the Superbird, but we do have the Valiant behind us, and that thing is a beast. Fourth lap. last lap. Alrighty, victory. First place. That went pretty smooth, actually. I did had a few tries before, and my God, the AI were just absolutely torturous. But one thing I can definitely say is that this track is very, very bumpy, and for these cars, not the best for them. Makes it extremely challenging. But it was still enjoyable to do, and it's great actually. Brought back a lot of memories, that's for sure. But yeah, let's go and watch some replay footage. Well guys, we brought the Monaro home in P1. I've got to tell you, wrestling this tuned 1968 GTS 327 around Deep Forest was an absolute handful. This thing deals out massive understeer on entry, but the second you touch the throttle mid-corner, it snaps into heavy oversteer. With all those sharp crests getting the car light, you literally cannot floor it until you are completely straight, or you're spinning into the barrier. It might have looked a bit pedestrian on camera, but pushing any harder was a guaranteed disaster. Still, fighting that brutal combination is what makes these classics so much fun. Of course, I've still got a lot to learn, but do you reckon the AI needs a serious modern update, or are you still putting up with them in 2026 just like me? Drop a comment down below, and if you like what you see, smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Until then, keep racing and keep it heavy.